You know what's gonna be real funny? Is that hundreds of years from now, if somebody finds this footage, they're gonna have hundreds of hours of what daily life was like in 2017. We're a kind of weird guy.
That was a good run, and I feel semi-normal for the first time in weeks. I'm quite happy about that. And my mother is cooking, so I don't have to cook. And the sauerkraut is turning out very well. So in yesterday's vlog, I used this song called Bali Run. And I first heard the song while we were at the wedding that me and Andrew shot. And I was like, man, what is this song? This song is grooving, so I recorded it. But I've been so obsessed with this song that I need to play along with it. So for those of you who know electronics, I'm gonna need some help. So this right here is a Sony PlayStation. I have opened it with the intent of putting a mod chip in it. Now, I should note that this thing was 300 yen, which is less than $3, so I was willing to take the risk. Now, the problem is, I have opened it, disassembled it, put it back together, and now this thing, the CD drive, will not spin up. The CD drive is just this little piece right here, and it rests on these three little metal pieces. Now, the first thing that I did was carefully take out this ribbon cable right here. Then I took out this power cable right here. And if you take a look, everything looks intact, looks good. Looking at this ribbon cable, everything seems just fine. The power connector also looks just fine. Next up, I unplugged what I assume is the cable going to the controller ports. And then I unhooked the power. And by the way, I don't know much about electronics, but I know that this area right here, you should probably not touch because it's hooked up to the power right there. So don't worry about my health for now. I took off this top plate, which required removing a few screws. And I took a look at the relevant portion of the bottom that the mod chip would be installed on, which is actually right here. You need to solder a few wires to some of these points, which I've never done any soldering before, so I was gonna use this as my first foray. But the problem is, when I put everything back together, well, I hope that was fun to watch because I just realized that the reason it wasn't spinning is because I didn't have this thing depressed. Oh, what a dum-dum. Man, my brain has really just not been with it. And I kept pressing power and I was like, why isn't the CD working? And I just realized, oh man, what a dum-dum. So actually that's great news. I just solved the problem myself. I just realized I wasn't doing it right. I still want to install that mod chip because I want to learn how to solder. Like that's been one of those things that I just have never done because I've never had a soldering kit, never bothered to take the time to learn it. But I would love to be able to put mod chips in my old consoles. That just seems like really fun. And also, I would love to make videos like that one that I just did because if there's one need on YouTube, it's high quality, to the point, straight, quick, concise tutorials. I cannot look at another tutorial that's like this. I'm gonna show you how to do these screws, and I know it's been a while since I uploaded my last video, but hold on, this is too in focus. I need to make this more out of focus. And yeah, screws, you wanna get this type of screw. I don't know if my camera's gonna be able to focus. Okay, I hope that wasn't too mean-spirited, but like 90% of YouTube tutorials are like that, and I'm like, guys, just put it on a tripod, like, but I digress. I've watched plenty of tutorials like that, and they usually give me the information I want, but man, come on, dude, you can do it better. But yeah, so look forward to that, I guess. All right, I finished the book. It's 1 day overdue, so I need to go return it. Excellent book. I still haven't listened to any of the Talking Heads music though. I listened to one song and it was really weird and I was like, well, I don't really feel like listening to this right now. Probably would give me some context on this guy's musical career, but most of the book's not about that. Okay, and I'm back. Successful book return. I was looking at some old vlogs the other day, and I used to do this type of shot a lot, which is weird because even before I started the vlog, I didn't like doing shots like this. It is very convenient, that is for sure. So there's a video that we filmed for High Banks Metro Park in October of 2015. And I say filmed for them, it was more like we talked to them and we had one of the rangers, she showed us around. It was really cool. We've never finished that video. If there's one thing that I hate, that I still do way too much, is start projects and don't finish them. And today I just suddenly had this burst of motivation and I'm getting it done. You know what happens to me a lot is that like, I'll muster some motivation to do something that I've been putting off, and then right as I get started, I'm really hungry or I need to poop or something like that. And it's not even procrastination, it's just those urges become overwhelming. Very inconvenient. Luckily today, I made something ahead of time. In the words of Grandpa Simpson, "Now that's good eating!"
Not just a tiny speaker, so it's not the greatest test.
Let's park over there. So now that we're closer to the river. Wow, it finally feels like fall. So the editing is going fantastically. I've talked about it many times before, but if you shoot something properly, the editing is nothing but fun. And also, it's made me realize today that the biggest hurdle in us finishing episodes quickly is writing music. So we really need to find another way to either get music made faster or ahead of time, or just start reusing music, because we make a new soundtrack for every single episode, and that's probably way more work than we should be putting into it. That's why they take so long to make lots of times. In fact, I'm definitely gonna talk about that with the guys, because I'm gonna get back to work on that. I just wanted to come out and take a break for a minute. Okay, that was fantastic. I did everything except for there's a fairly lengthy interview that we did with the High Banks Park director. There's like 30 minutes of this interview that I need to go through and find the relevant parts. Man, that feels good. This feels so good. I just can't stand it, is leaving things undone and having backlogs. I hate backlogs so much. And this video has been sitting on our plate for 2 years. So far, I am quite entertained. Okay, and that's gonna do it for today's vlog. Thank you very much for watching. See you tomorrow.
This is almost suitable for 3 people.